Since then, dudes, I've been hanging out on the beach. I know what it's like to smack my head against my board, smack my head against the rocks. That doesn't bother me. But what does bother me is when I get these two big fat dudes coming up and hold me down, double splash. You know, that takes the wind right out from there, and the boys back at Surf City say, ho, ho, ho. That didn't look too good. But what's going to happen now, Tony Rumble, is you're going to bring the Roseanne Barrs of professional wrestling, the Undertakers. I like to refer them as the Overeaters, and we're going to go at it. But first, Tony Rumble, I want you. And today, right now, it's going to be me and you. Now, I know you have these Undertakers watching your back at all times. Coming from this way, coming from that way. They're all over the place. They're fat. But what I got here is a new friend. This here is Gidget. She goes with me everywhere. To the beach, down on the dates. We have a good time. And I'll tell you what, Gidget's a little harder than the Undertaker's head. And maybe she's a little harder than your head. Hang loose.
California to reestablish my dominance of the sport of professional wrestling, to show the world how truly great the Bronx Barbarian is. That's right, I am here to bring the World Championship right back here, pal, where I decided to make my home after I moved out of the Bronx.
Now, who is the opponent that you're looking most forward to having your next match with?
It don't matter, pal, because all my matches end the same way, with my hand being raised in victory and my opponents being carried out on a stretcher.
I know that you're well known as a bodybuilder. What do you do to keep this shape like this?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. When I was a kid, I fooled around with bodybuilding to show you what a really, truly great athlete I am. I won world titles. I won national titles. But that's all behind me. I ain't interested in that. You want to know how I train for these bouts? I go to bars. I get drunk. I get into fights. That's how I get into shape for these matches, pal. I mean, you were looking at a street fighter right here, pal.
You people are gone. I've been all over this country. I've been to Los Angeles, where the weird are. I've been to Chicago, where the slime is. I've been to Charlotte, where the illiterate are. And everyone seems to conjugate in Oregon. In Oregon City Civic Center, Saturday night. It doesn't matter who I wrestle. It doesn't matter who I hurt. It doesn't matter who I slam. It just doesn't matter. I'll take on all comers. I'll go for the belt. I'll go for anything that gets in my way. I have one thing on my mind, and that is to win at all costs. Ha ha ha! Do you think I'm crash bag? This is a body bag for human waste for opponents who I drop and stop in the combat zone night after night. Ricky Santana, I see you're not around anymore, right? That pile driver took you. Now who comes to save him? Put his grimy, stinking hands. But Mr. Drug Free, I don't smoke, I don't drink. Rock and roll Southern. Maggie, you got in my match and you got in my face, and that was the biggest mistake of your life. You're looking at a combat, a master of disaster. I'd drop airplanes and I'd stop tanks. Man, 16,000 feet, I come screaming to the ground. 1,000 feet up, I yank the cord. And I hit the ground, JT Rock and Roll Southern. I'm going to show you what a teed-off paratrooper coming down on your head full of fire is all about.
I told you that I was going to bring the biggest, baddest person that you've ever seen, and I've brought him, the Shocker, the greatest wrestler to ever step inside the ring, and you people have seen what happened. He's taking care of 1 man, 2 men, we'll take on 10 men, it doesn't matter. And let me tell you something, we wanted an electric chair, but Tony Candela, the promoter, he was scared to put one in the ring because he knew that there would be a public execution, eh? And now, when the Shocker comes back to Canada, you people, you better run, you better hide, because the Shocker is going to shock anybody and everybody. Tell him, Shocker.
Next time I come to Winnipeg, I'm going to take someone's life.
Put up with corrupt referees who are always disqualifying me and counting me out with fast counts. I have to put up with the promoter that has Alzheimer's disease. I have to put up
with fans that are always booing me and barking me. So why, me you ask, do I keep wrestling? Well, it's very simple. I love to hurt people. And you're looking at a man that has put more people in the hospital than and heart disease put together. I don't even care if I win or lose anymore. All I care about is getting some pretty boy maggot inside that ring and turning that squared circle into a slaughterhouse with a special on dead meat.
The fans, the support, the little big man, and I do mean big. If we can take a look at the size of this man's chest, I'm talking about the Little Bulkster. And Little Bulkster, you are pound for pound the world's strongest man. Of course, you won the powerlifting championship in Holland. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, all the people, I got into wrestling because I proved myself in powerlifting. Pound for pound, I was the strongest man in the world. All these wrestlers claim to be the strongest men in the world, but we're going to find out. It doesn't matter how short I am, because the taller they are, the more they're going to come down.
All right, a big welcome to this young man, the Little Bulkster, here in the WFWA. And take a look. How about a couple of poses there, Little Bulkster? Take a look at this. Look at the arms on this young man. The chest. The back. I'm telling you, the man pound for pound, the world's strongest man. Welcome to the WFWA.
Thanks. I'm going to have a great time here.
All right. You just heard from the Little Bulkster.
New York. That's right. And right now we got the Hurricane with us. And he's got a big problem with Vic Steamboat. What do you got to say about that, Hurricane?
There's no problem, Vic Steamboat. I'm going to beat you like a dog, and I'm going to show just everyone who the king of the islands really is. GQ Madison, you're done. Brandy, you can't even walk. Steamboat, you better hope for something a little bit less than what I gave those guys. Because you see this? It's for you, brother. It's for you.
Came to the ICW for one thing. That's to be a champion. I came to the ICW to prove everybody that I'm the man I say I am. To prove everybody out there that I'm as good as my brother. Lethal Weapons, whether it be Phil Apollo or anybody, I'm coming after your belts. Tony Atlas, I don't care how big and bad you say you are, I'm coming after your belt, brother. Because I felt the gold around my waist one time, and I'm going to feel it again. So Lethal Weapons, Tony Atlas, you all listen up real good, because I'm a steamboat. And steamboats don't back down from nothing or nobody. So, brother, when I walk that aisle and I step in a ring with you guys, you better be ready for the fight of your life. Because I came for business. I came to wear that gold. I'm going to leave with that gold.
Wrestling fans, whether